The Weed of the Week is sponsored by the Enlist Weed Control System from Dow AgroSciences, a new herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate.
Farming isn't just in the land, it's in you. Take control of weeds like never before. Enlist builds on the Roundup Ready system, combining proven control of a new 2,4-D and glyphosate in Enlist Duo herbicide. Protect what matters without changing the way you farm. Talk to your seed or crop protection supplier today.
Our weed of the week is Texas Panicum.
All right, we don't have this weed on our farm, but it's fun to think about the identification when you've got a weed that looks pretty similar to some other common weeds. For example, Texas Panicum is often mistaken for Broadleaf Signalgrass and for Crabgrass. And you say, well, how can I tell the difference? They're all grasses. Yep, you just have to look for some of the fine details. For example, Texas Panicum has hairs on both sides of the leaf. That is going to distinguish it from Broadleaf Signalgrass. So that's one way you can tell those two apart. Then you think about Crabgrass, and one of the things with Crabgrass that I always notice is the membranous ligule. So when you pull that leaf blade back, you've got a membranous ligule there. So with Crabgrass membranous ligule, with Texas Panicum, it has a membranous ligule, but then it has a fringe of hairs on the top. So just some fine little details, but it's all the difference in the world when you're trying to identify weeds.
And here's why identification is really important, because most of the common grass herbicides in corn, for example, don't control Texas Panicum. Harness, Surpass, Outlook, Dual, they're not very good. You've got to turn to something like Balance Flex or Eradicane, and even then, don't expect 100% control. That's where products like Roundup, Liberty, and Accent Post-Emerge come in real handy.
Well, on soybeans, it's a little bit easier. We've got Treflan, Sonalan, and Prowl, and they'll actually do a pretty good job stopping Texas Panicum. And then post-emerge, you've got lots of options. Most of those volunteer corn killer products, like...
As long as you use the high rates, that's the big key. If you're going to use the low rate, probably not going to work. Use the higher rates. Turning to wheat...
Products like Select Max, I was going to say.
Right. Turning to wheat, what we would suggest is prepare pre-emerge, and then come post-emerge with something like Axial or Discover.
All right, so with Texas Panicum, you've got to have some good residual down, and then come back post-emerge to clean up any escapes in just about any crop that we're talking about. That's all time we have for this week's weed, but Iron Talk is coming up next.